The Real Housewives of New York reunion is officially canceled. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So it's official. As you know, the Real Housewives of New York reunion has been on and off again, multiple delays reportedly. But officially, Andy Cohen posted his usual reunion tweet asking for fans questions. And we even went through some of those questions, and they were shady as hell. Shady as hell. However, we thought the reunion was going to happen. They had their season finale, and then we got an episode of just sort of like a secrets reveal, unseen video footage of the show. And then we heard that there was going to be a reunion. But as you know, a reunion happens, and then there are several weeks before we actually have it air. And we've said multiple times that no one is going to care. No one's going to care. Well, Bravo has confirmed that the reunion isn't happening. This is what Bravo says in a statement. Due to scheduling challenges around taping the reunion of the Real Housewives of New York in a timely manner, Bravo confirmed there will not be a reunion for this season. It's disappointing to not be able to bring the cast back together, but we are happy to have ended on such a high note with the finale and are now shifting our focus to next season. This is the first time that a US-based Real Housewives season will conclude without a reunion. But you also may recall, if you've been following the Real Housewives of New York and its boring season overall, you know that they experienced the lowest ratings ever of the city, of the Real Housewives of New York. It picked up a little bit towards the end, but still it struggled. And all of you said it was whack. It was crazy. You blamed different people. Some of you blamed Leah. Some of you blamed Ebony. Some of you blamed Ramona. Some of you blamed the producers. Some of you blamed me. What do I have to do with it? But now Bravo is really, really focusing on making sure not just that the Real Housewives of New York is successful, but the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Both cities are struggling with casting right now. Both cities. And experiencing low ratings. However, in New York, they hit an all-time low. But as I said before, we said this reunion, all the time that they pushed it back, no one's going to be interested in seeing this reunion unless it was juicy. And as you know, this season, they covered a lot of different topics. But most importantly, they covered the topic of race. And some of you said, I don't watch the Real Housewives for that. I thought you watch reality TV for real moments. Let's not forget what 2020 was about. Not only did we experience a pandemic, we were experiencing George Floyd and multiple other cases of police brutality. People around the world said Black Lives Matter. And somehow we wanted to forget that that happened. That is part of the problem of why things like this continues to happen. I get it. You don't go to certain shows to be reminded of things or to be educated of things. But there's no way that we could have our very first Black housewife on the Real Housewives of New York among someone like Ramona and what we've seen with Luann and Heather. I think a lot of people did learn something this season. So I don't rest the terrible ratings solely on Ebony. Do I think Ebony could have had a better way of being on the show? Yeah, but I still don't think that Ebony is the reason for the lackluster ratings. I really don't. I think it was casting, bringing on another single housewife. Yes, diversity, love it. But you couldn't find a diverse married woman with children, maybe? This is why we watch The Real Housewives. But you already added Leah, who wasn't married. And then you're adding someone else. Yes, you're adding someone else in her age range, maybe to balance out what was going on. But no, you got lazy. The executives are getting lazy. We saw in Atlanta, oh, let's bring LaToya forever. She has 1 million people on YouTube watching her. That is what failed the music industry. They relied so heavily on people that already had a fan base that they forgot the whole thing about developing an artist, developing stars. That's why we don't have stars today. We have great artists, people that we like, but definitely not what we are used to. Legends, icons, people that will be around for decades. And this is exactly what's happening in reality TV. This is what happens over and over again in entertainment. We see it all the time. Bravo has gotten lazy. From what we hear, NBC Universal is becoming more active in trying to save the network and more active in trying to figure out casting for the Real Housewives, because as we already know, Real Housewives really made Bravo its money. All the other shows are cute. I just saw the ratings for Watch What Happens Live. They were like 300 and something thousand. And I had to retweet. And I said to myself, if a show other than an Andy related produced show on Bravo or any other network was getting those types of ratings on a weekly basis, would that show continue? Goes back to what Kathy Griffin was saying. Oh yeah, I'm bringing it up. I'm mentioning it all. I'm mentioning it all. Because RHONY, as you guys know, if you've been following me, is my favorite city of the franchise. So to see it fall the way that it did, and to hear so many people blame just Ebony, some people blame Leah. I blame Leah too. No, I blame production. I blame laziness. I blame Bravo. I blame them not realizing, you know what? It's time for a Ramona, or it's time for a Countess Luann. It's time for a Sonia to get off the show and add people that are going to compliment them. A lot of you were joking and said this should have been called Single Ladies of New York. How are you going to be the Real Housewives when no one is a housewife anymore? We could go back and forth in regards to how we feel of what went wrong this season for the Real Housewives of New York. We could. But point blank period, it was a terrible season. I did not expect this season to be as terrible as it was. And you can blame whoever you want to blame. But at the end of the day, I have to say it has to do with casting. It has to do with casting. It doesn't matter how many housewives you have. Yes, it will matter so that people that aren't bringing a storyline, like we see in Beverly Hills with a Dorit or Lisa Rinna that have no storyline, but you have so many housewives, you don't see the holes. But if you have dynamic characters, you can have 5 housewives. Bravo, be brave. Fire them all. I know. I'm saying it. Fire them all. Start fresh. Or do a big cash shakeup. Let go of 3 and keep 3. And here's what I'm going to say. Yes, we have Ramona, we have Luann, and we have Sonia. Of those 3, let go of 2. Guys, I know you're watching. Let me know who those 2 should be. Of Bershawn, I know Bershawn was a friend of, but of Bershawn, Ebony, and Leah, let go of 2. I already have the 2 in mind. You already know Leah's one of them. I definitely want Ebony to have a second shot. Bershawn, you tried too hard. Don't try so hard, girl. You don't need to. People liked you from jump. But as we saw you throughout the season, the little bit that we did see you, you were trying way too hard. You don't have to try that hard. I get it. You want to, build your brand, build your business because you see what it's done for other people. But you don't have to do that. People can see through that. People can see through the inauthenticity. I want to know your thoughts on this. There will be no Real Housewives of New York reunion. Not surprised. I'm not going to miss it. Although it's sad because there were some serious issues that came up throughout the season, and it should have been addressed. So I guess we're just going to ignore that. And Bravo has taken the easy way out and say, oh, it was scheduling conflicts. Oh, it was a crew issue. Them, very much like Ramona, want to avoid being confronted with her terrible behavior, not just with Ebony, but at the Black Shabbat, at multiple things we've seen Ramona. So Ramona got her way. Rumor on the street was that Ramona didn't want to film a reunion because she was afraid that she was going to be confronted. Congrats, Ramona. Guys, I want to know your thoughts in the comments section. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.